Well, this is fun. I relocated to Germany almost 9 years ago in 2012. I have to tell you, it was a total adventure. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, then my relocation experience, then some of the frequently asked questions from all the people that relocated to Germany in the last 3 years that I work in HR from all over the world. Some of the challenges that I see still happening, like the communication, the lack of constant follow up, or and all this. Everybody is always asking, did I do something wrong? Is something missing? What are they doing with my information? And I think that can be improved. And then the learnings and improvements. I have experience working in marketing and in sales for almost 15 years. Well, now a little bit over 18 years. I moved to HR in 2018 without any knowledge and without any background. I just had the opportunity to change careers, and I was like, why not? Let me do this. And I started in a small startup. It was a 35 employees. Then they closed the second funding, and then they started doing hyper growth. And they said, okay, we need 200 people by the end of 2019. And that was mostly all engineers. And in Germany, engineers are not easy to find. So we started looking outside of Germany, and we found engineers from all over the world. For example, Gabriela was living in Costa Rica, and I helped her with her process to come to Germany. Um, I worked also as international account manager, worked in different countries. I speak three languages. And I have to say, one of the most challenging parts was doing HR and knowing all the bureaucracy that goes behind getting the work permit, the residence permit. What does that imply? What do you need? What is recognition? And all this type of paperwork. I was lucky because when I moved to Germany, I did the process myself. So I came to Germany with no health insurance. I couldn't speak the language. I didn't have a place to stay for more than a month. I just booked a place for a month, and I was like, oh, it's going to work out. I mean, what can go wrong, right? And I didn't realize Germany had a lot of rules on I cannot just go and jump into working as a waitress for making just a little money to maintain myself. I really have to go and fulfill what I actually studied. And that's when my adventure started. I finally got someone that was German and Chilean, and he helped me as a translator. In 2012, I have to tell you, nobody spoke English, and everything was just in German. And I was sitting next to him, and they were just talking, and German sounds a little very serious language. And I was thinking, am I in trouble? Did I miss something? And they were just talking about my paperwork. And it took me almost a month to get everything ready. My family, like descendants, are from Germany, so I could manage to have the German citizenship, and that helped me actually to integrate faster. But nevertheless, the insecurities, the was always super nervous going to the offices, making sure I wasn't doing anything wrong, couldn't understand anything, and they were expecting me to speak German, which is fair. I mean, it's the language of the of, of Germany. But I just relocated, and there were so many questions open up and so many anxieties. I started studying, and I did the integration course, which helps a lot to find your way into the culture, into the country. It was my first time also in Europe, so I didn't know what to expect in the labor law, what to do. Central America is super different culture as working in Germany. We're more relaxed. Everything is with like relationships. You just don't have to write a long email to someone to actually get something like a business. It's like, do you want to do this? It's like, okay, just send me an okay, and that's fine. And okay just is enough. And then here it's more formal. You have to do a lot of it's different, and all these things, I think you don't realize it when you move to a new country. And it's not just Germany, it's just in general. You have to, and the country you're accepting all these international people has to be ready to answer all these questions and to actually make people feel welcome. And it's easier said than done. But also, I think we think that everybody has experience in traveling and like knowing the world and just assuming that they will just deal with things. And not everybody travels or has experience to come into Europe. My first time was when I was 33 coming to Germany, and that was scary. And I was a experienced woman, right? And so, and I was single. Now I cannot imagine when somebody moves from their country with family and kids to a job or city or that they don't know with a language that they don't even heard about, and it's scary. And that's when all these questions come up, and that's what was so refreshing for my when I was working in HR, that I could understand them, that when they were actually going through the process and doing them in their countries, I was like, don't worry about it, here will be fine, you can do this. In the company, I created a relocation guide, so that had places to go eat, restaurants, schools, kitas, hospitals, doctors, girl doctors, kids doctors, all these questions. And it was like a 40-page guide, and they could read it before moving to Germany. And I think that also helps answer them a lot of questions. But then they come here, and the Welcome Center has done such an amazing job. I mean, it has evolved so much in these few years. And just talk about the language. They speak English. Yay. That's the best part. And you can talk to people there and feel refreshed that they will understand you if you just speak a little bit of English. And they have a lot of information that I think I didn't know about. So I think that can be an area of opportunity to share that more with companies. Because people move here with their spouses or partners, and sometimes just one person has a job, and then the other person is actually struggling to find a job because of language, because of also their background on what they were doing. And it's a combination of two people living in a household, right? So one cannot be happy if the other one is unhappy. So I think that can be also an area of opportunity to help the spouses or the partners to come and integrate themselves faster. um, and I think maybe then the people from the Welcome Center can give us some guidance on that to help us better know what to do in the future as well. As you can see, the numbers just increase of people just migrating to Germany. It's not going to stop. Why not? Because Germany is a great country. I mean, it's safe, has good economy, is in the middle of Europe. You can travel anywhere, and it's just improves your lifestyle. I come from Honduras, a country where every day one over like 100 people die of violence, right? And you don't see that in the news, but it's scary to go out. You don't know if you're going to go back home. Literally, it's a serious case. And here in Germany, you can just go out in the middle of the night. You can be free. You have a good style. You have security. If you're unemployed, they pay you. And I think all these are advantages that we just forget a little bit, and we want to just be part of the system, pay our taxes, and be part of also these benefits. Because why not? I mean, I like to work. I like to be part of the whole integration in Germany, get to know people, and I want to think that then when I get to retired, I really get the benefits of all the effort that I have done in these years. And I think that's why people will continue migrating to Germany, and that's why I think we have a lot of work to do to make the path easier for all of them. Then challenges of moving to a new country, in this case will be Germany. It's expensive. When I wanted to move to Germany, I was saving for 10 years. It's approximately 5,000 to 6,000 euros that I did not have. The conversion in money from where I was coming from to euros, it's insane. So I had to put a lot of work on it. Then, of course, as I mentioned before, partners may struggle because just one person has a job and the other one hasn't the opportunity to find one yet. Childcare, kita is also one of the big questions on how people will do to find kitas. One of my friends, she started looking for a kita 2 years before she got pregnant. So she didn't even have a baby, and she already had aligned a kita for her. And good thing that she did, because it was in Jungferstig. So it's one of the places that is very popular, of course, because it's the center of the city. she managed to find one, but she had to do it 2 years before. That's how prepared she was. Culture shock. Weather is also culture shock, right? I come from Latin America. It's sunny and glowing and different. And then Hamburg is raining and winter all the time. And people suffer from depression. That is a known fact. How do we deal with that? How do we help them? How does company should also bring light to these people that are suffering or struggling because they're missing to sit outside with their friends, missing families? How do I do my new network, especially when you were in a pandemic? I mean, for Gabi, she moved exactly when everything was going to the gutters. We moved her like in May last year. Everything was locked down. It was just her and her partner, and then it was nobody could do anything. I normally take them out to have a drink to see, because I see myself in everybody that comes to Germany, and I would like them to feel welcome and to find an easier way than I did in 2012. It's just my personality to be helping people. And then benefits is opportunities for career advancement. Yeah, living quality. I really mentioned that, and I cannot emphasize as how good it is. It's really amazing from any other place that I lived and worked. New experiences, great development. Like Denise, just hang in there. But after that, you get your job. You'll just like move forward. Learning a new language. Doesn't matter which language is hard, but German is also super hard. I find it super formal. English is more relaxed. When I speak in German, I have to do it in complete sentences, because you cannot do a fragment of a sentence or else you sound very weird. And then, yeah, you can have a global network. Germany is in the middle of Europe. Here is the Mecca, right? The European bank is there in Frankfurt. And I think we just have to make it more internationally friendly. And for integrating into Germany, welcome seminars. That would be a good way to also share this with everyone that is here, and companies, like do it more aggressively. Working and living in Germany, what does that imply? As well, parental leave, maternity leave, all of these people didn't know about that existed. Or also, if you are an employee after a year, that you actually have the benefit of getting unemployment money. That has to also be also companies should inform that to their employees. But I think having this information somewhere very, very open and detailed will also help a lot of people feel more secure to migrate to Germany, because then they know they will have a safe place to just like lean back. Cultural awareness. Everybody has different things. Latinos, we have our Latino, we're not on time. We had to learn that in Germany. Intercultural trainings for children as well. The kids in the house, they speak Spanish or they speak Chinese or they speak any other language. And then they go to school and they're like, what is that? But they're kids, they're good, they can learn faster. But I think it's also good for the parents to know this and to get involved on how their kid can actually behave different than the kids that are in that school, right? And also help your partners, help partners to get trainings and to get really well integrated in the country. Happy partner, happy life, right? And that's my experience behind the scenes of bringing people to Germany. So if you have